Hey, what's up, guys, on Patreon? So I thought today is a good day for another soft body lesson here, and I think today we create something like a washing line, and then we take our chairs and we just hang them from this washing line. So this could be a fun technique, right? So we will talk about springs. You can find them in the Simulate Dynamics. I just grabbed it and put it here. And we will also use a little script. It's called Spring Break, and I will show you how to find it. So when you go to this page, go into the blog, and then you click on the buckets here. Give it some time. And here you can download the script. So I will tell you this is an awesome script, and we will work with this one. So just install it into your Cinema 4D. By the way, I got the hint to use it. Oh, have you seen the spoons here? So yes, I learned this from Yeti Motion. They are just amazing, and there I learned the technique. So I just applied it to my project. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so today this will not be so complicated. It's just a little snack, I would say. So how can we do it? Maybe we start with this chair. Okay. And you already know the setup here. So how to achieve a soft body dynamic behavior is, yes, you build a low poly cage, you have your high poly mesh in it here. Use a mesh deformer, and in the mesh deformer you put in your low poly cage, and then you just initialize it and be sure you have external on surface. So now I just quickly, oh, okay, this is already deactivated. So now this should be soft, right? Let's just quickly see how it touches the floor. Beautiful. So, but now we want to fix it in space, and to be honest, the only possibility how to do it with soft bodies is to pin it down with springs. So I would just go down to my low poly mesh here, and for example, oh, that's beautiful, Marcus, this is already selected. So I select a point and I create a spring. Now there is nothing happening because first you have to put your low poly chair in it, and you already can see this is my spring. I just put it up here, maybe in the center, something like this. All right, let's see. Yes, perfectly. So this is already working, but we don't want to attach the chair to the center of mass. We want to attach it to a point, right? So select polygon point here, and now we go back to the point selection here and just check in the structure manager. Just scroll down. Where is it? Okay, this is point 218. All right, so you just go to your spring, give it the index number 218, and voila, there we go. So I just put it more here. Okay, let's see. Yes, so this is what we want to achieve here. Beautiful stretching. Yes, so I can see a lot of beautiful imagery and animations with this technique. All right, awesome. All right, let's just quickly redo it because it is so easy and fun. So how about we go to this chair, select the low poly version, and say we want to pin it maybe from, well, let's select another point. Let's try this one. Go to the structure manager and check it. Okay, this is point 4. Okay, so we create another spring. In this one, we just grab the other mesh, put it there, and say point 4. Okay, so this is red. Interesting. Did I do something wrong, or is this just some color coding? Let's see. Is this working? All right, maybe it had to do with the disabled soft body, so I enable it and I think now it will explode. So this is not intentionally. So let's just do it once again. Let's see, spring 1. Go to this one, put it into object 1, polygon point, and set it to point 4. So this looks way better. And let's say this one will be attached to somewhere here. Okay, so let's see. All right, so for some reason, wow. Okay, let me just quickly check what happens here. Oh yes, Marcus. Oh, that totally confused me. Man, but it looks really beautiful. So this is actually a good idea for some animation. But what I did here is in my soft body, I already gave it some custom velocity. So there is a strong push down the x-axis. This is these values. So without them or just without custom initial velocity, now everything works fine. And I really like how it is rotating, and then it comes to this position. So beautiful. I really need to do some animation with this one. All right, so maybe we should make this a little bit more interesting. So how about, let me think about what I can do here. Maybe I just freestyle this. So maybe here is a null in the center. And can I do this? So I will just apply it to this one. And maybe, Marcus, maybe you should give this some rotation like a carousel. So let me just quickly see if I can go to frame 90 and give it like a couple of degrees here. Let's see. Oh, don't want a 2 in this one. So yes, so okay, so this is going wild here. We have some beautiful carousel. Wow. Oh, all right. So yes, just play with this technique. I just learned this today and I thought I really need to share it. So, but now maybe we should also talk about Spring Break, the script we downloaded. So you will have it into your script manager. You just apply it here, and maybe you just give it also a shortcut to your display. So let's see how this is working. All right, so I deactivated, or no, not deactivated, I deleted my springs, and now I just temporarily will deactivate one chair. We just work with this one. All right, just for speed's sake. Okay, so how about we select a couple of polygons here? How about maybe we want this line of polys here. And you just select them, and I think you just press your button and you got a couple of springs. Let's see. Yes, awesome. So this is already giving you the correct point number, and the spring is here. You can also put it a little bit out. Okay, Marcus, don't do that. Yeah, but something like this. So yes, this is a perfect option if you want to pin your objects, your soft body objects, to certain points in space. So yes, really helpful technique. And maybe we just repeat it with the other chair. Let's see, it's this one. Okay, let's activate the tag again. Let's go to the low poly mesh, and maybe this one we want to pin. What would be a good placement here? So I would say we just grab these ones. All right, go to your Spring Break script, click it, you get some springs, and voila, we fixed it to points in space. Beautiful. All right, and you have seen me doing something wrong. So when I select these points, these springs, when I do something like this, I think, okay, so it is working. How about this one? Okay, so I really like the shapes here, but you can see maybe this is not so good to get initial positions. So how about you select your points? No, sorry, these are springs. They're just called points. Put them in a null and select them again. And how about we change the rest length on frame 0 so there is no initial push to it. So set the rest length All right, and now you can see we have a new points in space without exploding. So this is just the rest length of your spring. And of course, I want to encourage you to play with stiffness and damping. So they are more or less self-explanatory. Stiffness is just how vibrating, how stiff your spring is, so how rigid it is. So go up with the value to have a more rigid spring. And damping, this is just how fast it absorbs the energy, and it is giving it some dampening effect. So pretty simple here. All right, so I think this is some cool knowledge here to apply to your soft bodies. And now you just have fun with it, all right? What I did here is just to push the concept a little bit further. So all the tools I explained to you. Now I just put a camera in it, some decorative elements here to spice up the scene. I just did some writing on the floor. So there's soft body, springs, and I moved the camera with my center here. And all of these chairs, they are just pinned, with a spring aligned to this point. So nothing new here, but I just did it with 6 chairs, and when I click through it, so you can see this one, this ball, where is it? My sphere. This one has a vibrate tag on it, so it moves in the scene. Also, I keyframed it to give it some additional direction from left to right. And here are my springs attached with this one, so they all move from this point. And I have some dragging of chairs along the floor. And yes, so I just freestyled a little bit. And here is a hardware preview. I mean, this is super ugly, but you can see they are perfectly pinned to this point, and you can be really creative with this one.